Hey guys, it's Heidi. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a flip through of my second finished book, which is 40 coloring pages from Sunlife Drawing. And this is a compilation of many of their books, many color by number, but not all. And I have had this for a few years and I've been working in it quite often, kind of, in between other things and when I'm in the mood for doing something simple and relaxing. So I just finished this in June. I did about half of this book in June. So I realized that I was more than halfway done, and so I set myself a goal to finish it, and I managed to do that in June. So that is pretty exciting. So I'll just take you through the pages. This first section is the color by number books, and this is from Animal Stencils Color by Number. And I followed the suggested colors, and I believe this was Crayola Super Tips. So really pretty page. Love all of the colors together. This one was Coloring Quest, and this one was done with Tombows, I recall. It is very bright and vibrant. I like it. I like the colors. I like the colors they suggest. Some books, I think the suggested colors don't really always work, but Sunlife Drawing does a pretty good job of it, I think. And this one is one where I just kind of did my own thing instead of following the suggested colors. So I used this kind of muted blues and greens palette. This is from Mosaic Mandala Color by Number. These were some sort of alcohol markers. I don't remember which ones I used. And this page is from Christmas Animal Quest Color by Number. And I did this with alcohol markers, Santa, and a little fawn. This one is from World of Mice Stained Glass Color by Number. And I used Crayola crayons. This one is Fantasy Quest Color by Number, and I used some kind of water-based markers. Unicorn with a sun in the back, I think. It's really bright and pretty. This one is Animal Mosaic Color by Number, and I used Lemachet alcohol markers. This one is from Baby Animal Quest Color by Number. I used Tombows. This is Christmas Mandala Color by Number. I used alcohol markers here. I really like the shadows that they included. This one is Art Animal Color by Number Quest, and I used water-based markers. These were a lot of fun to do, very relaxing. I get kind of obsessive about all the little spaces. It makes it fun for me. This one is from Travel Mosaic Color by Number. Statue of Liberty. That one I used alcohol markers too. This one is Pokemon Quest color by number, and I used Lemiche alcohol markers. I really like how this one came out. This one is Mosaic Mandala color by number, and this is alcohol markers. Pretty. This one is Animal Quest color by number. I used water-based markers. This one is Christmas Mosaic color by number, and I used pencils. I don't remember which pencils I used, but for the spaces, I used a Sparkle Pop. Is that what they're called? Sparkle Pop by Pentel. The gold one, and it used almost all of one pen. So that was the first and last time I did that. But it is very sparkly. You can see that shimmer. And it also gets all over everything. So I have glitter all over that page, and also many of the other pages in this book. Somehow it just spreads. This is Animal Love Quest color by number. I used a water-based markers, Stettler water-based markers, I think. This one is Art Animal Stencils color by number. I used alcohol markers. Not really that fond of this. I don't understand what they were going for with the colors. It just seems really chaotic and strange to me. This one is Mystery Quest color by number, and I used, I think, Tombows. This is one of the first ones that I did in this book, I think, as I recall. This one is Christmas Stained Glass color by number. I used alcohol markers. I really like how that came out. I like the colors, and it's cute. I used pencils or crayons to add some blush to Santa's face. This one is Coloring Quest Animals. I use Stettler water-based markers. This one is Fairies Stained Glass color by number. I used Bic crayons. And Bic crayons are great. If you don't know about them, they are different from Crayolas. They go down really smoothly and nicely. Yeah, I highly recommend. This next section is the one color coloring books, although I didn't really follow that in all cases. This is from Lines and Dots Animals, and I used a variety of different pinks, gel pens to do this. I think it's a cheetah. So, no, I guess you can see it. I was going to say it's a little bit harder to see than if I had used a darker color, but I think you can see that. This one is Summer Silhouettes, one color coloring book, and I just used a black fine liner of some sort and just did all these tiny, tiny little dots. Let me bring it up so you can see better. Filled it in with these little dots, and that was really fun to do. Very meditative, as I recall. This one is One Color Arts, and I used two different colors of ultrafine Sharpies. I did a lighter red to fill it in, and then I went back over around the outside with a darker red. I don't know if that really comes across. Maybe if I lift it up. And this one is Art Animal Stencils, One Color Relaxation. And I just used a black Sharpie. I like these. I like this version much better than the other version that had with the colors. And this one is, oh, I can't read that. Lines? Maybe it's just called Lines. Lines and Dots. Yeah, Lines and Dots. And this is Marilyn Monroe. I used probably a, oh, what is it called? It's my favorite pen. Oh, it's right here. Pilot G2. Yeah, this is my favorite pen to do this kind of thing. Very fun and relaxing. This one was Mosaic Carpets One Color coloring book, and I just used a black Sharpie. I like that too. This is One Color Dot Animals, and I probably used a Pilot G2 on this one too. This one is Animal Stencils One Color Creative Coloring Book, and obviously I didn't use One Color. I think this was Crayola Super Tips. I just winged it, did my own thing, and I really like how that came out. This is One Color Lines Animals, baby polar bear, and it kind of got ruined, although you can't really see it too well. I think I forgot to put a page behind this one, and this one got some pink splotches, but that's okay. This one is One Color Mandala, and I just did my own thing with it. That was alcohol markers. This one is One Color Arts Birds and Flowers. I think this one was a Sharpie, ultrafine Sharpie. And this one was 3D Mandala One Color Relaxation. And I did this around Christmas time with alcohol markers, and then I went over with a very fine tip Posca, white Posca, and did all these little dots. Let me bring it up so you can see that a little bit better. That was a lot of fun. And then the last small section is adult coloring books. Use as many colors as you wish. Thanks. This one is from Anime and Manga Coloring Chibi Animal Girls, and this is one of my favorites in the book now that it's done. It was a little intimidating to think about coloring, but once I got into it, it was actually really fun to do. I use Ohuhu alcohol markers and Black Widow pencils for the shading, and Artex paint pens to do some of the highlights and other marks on the page. This one is Relax and Color Inverted Mandala. I kind of messed up on this using the pink, I think. I don't really think that works too well, but it's fine, whatever. That was with an ultrafine Sharpie. This page, I only did because I wanted to finish the book. I wasn't really feeling this page. It is from World of Animals coloring book. I used alcohol markers. I don't really like the colors I used. I didn't use any shading or anything. I just did basic filling in. So let's pass that one up. This one is Relax and Color Mandala, and I used alcohol markers and some white Posca to do some embellishments on top. And this page is Day of the Dead Sugar Skulls coloring book. And I used Distress inks for the background to cover up all this little stuff that I didn't feel like coloring. I used a bunch of different colors to try to make like an old parchment kind of like treasure map sort of a look. And then for the pirate, I used an ultrafine Sharpie in a dark brown. And like how this came out. This one was a unicorn coloring book, and I did this quite a while ago. This one was with Crayola crayons, and I did some shading and everything on the unicorn. Thought that came out pretty cute. I really love how this page came out. I added some little faces, kawaii faces on the stars, and I think I put some gel pen. Yeah, there's some sparkle gel pen all over. And then the last page in the book is World of Cats coloring book. And I used alcohol markers as a base, and then crayons to do the shading, and then white Posca, I think it was, to do the highlights all over. And I think it's pretty cute. Kind of like how this one came out too. So, and that is it. That's the whole book. I'm very excited. I finished my second book. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching. And I will see you in the next one.